My name is Rahul Chandrakant Todkar, roll number 152. So the topic of today's presentation is polymers. So after hearing this word, the first question that comes to our mind is what are polymers? So polymers are any class of natural or synthetic substances composed of very large molecules called macromolecules that are multiples of simpler chemical units called monomers. Types of polymers. There are various types of polymers. Some are listed below. These are the first one is the LDPE, HDPE, PP, PVC, PS, nylon, nylon 6, Teflon, thermoplastic, TPU. So now comes the application part. This application part is the one which are used in various fields like in aircraft, aerospace, sports equipment, 3D printing, plastics, biopolymers in molecular recognition, polymers in holography, organic polymers used in water purification, printed circuit board substrates, green chemicals, polymeric biomolecules, etc. The polymers which are used in the day-to-day life are listed below. They start from packaging materials, carry bags, bottles, combs, non-stick kitchenware, crockery, the cups that we use in parties. Those are fallen in cups, of course. Then comes the clothing made from synthetic fibers, nylon bearings, fiberglasses, polymer-based paints which we use to paint house, epoxy glue, then silicone heat valves, etc., etc., etc. There's a very huge list of the products that we use in everyday and are used made by polymers. So now comes the question that why should we use polymers over other things? So polymers are more resistant to chemicals than their metal counterparts. Polymers do not require post-treatment finishing efforts unlike metals. Polymers are composite materials and are up to 10 times lighter than typical metals. Metals are actually very heavy and polymers are soft and thin. Examples are like plastic, we can carry anywhere. So now comes the question, is plastic useful or harmful? So there are two types of plastics. The one that we are going to talk about is the thermosetting polymer, thermosetting plastics. So when the thermosetting polymer is heated, it hardens and cannot be reformed and stays hard when cool. The second type of plastic is the thermoplastic polymers that can be melted and reformed. They are easily recycled. However, the properties do degrade with each reuse. Thermosetting polymers are more difficult to recycle. Some of them can be grouped up and used as filler for other processes and on case by case basis. Some can be processed to be broken down into underlying base units which can be used. Another approach to reducing the amount of plastic that ends up in our landfills is development of biodegradable plastic. Many people will say that plastic is harmful and the other will say that useful. But we should always think positively, and plastic is really useful. Plastic can be recycled, and it takes more than 100 years to degrade plastic. But why should we degrade? We should actually reuse plastic, and we should stop the use of paper, like for it comes from wood, so the less the trees will be cut if we use plastic, and this will only help to build a good environment. So we should use polymers over plastic and other metals. Metals are in a limited source, but not plastic, because they are made in labs and they can be made unbound many times. So the fact that great majority of plastic goes to incinerates, yeah, it goes, and it goes to landfills or dumps, means that these materials are lost forever as a resource, despite plastic's potential to reuse and recycling. Reusing plastics not only reduces this investment needs but can also contribute to the reducing total industrial carbon emission. So we come to the end of the presentation. Thank you.